Hey everybody, it's Andrew here. So you guys have seen the assembly videos for the outfeed table slash assembly cart. So those are just obviously like real quick videos of me making the cart. But tonight I want to give you the official tour. So that's why the camera angle is so high so you can see the whole thing. It's a pretty big table. I'm very happy with the way it came out. So let's go on, let's do this tour. Rule number one, it had to be mobile. Regardless of the size, I had to be able to move it around the shop. Like I said, I'm in a 2-car garage and I want to be able to park one car in here when I'm not working. So I need to be able to just easily unlock the wheels, move it against the wall, and it's out of the way, I can pull a car in here. Number two, it had to be the outfeed table for my table saw. And number three, it was the main place of all the action. It was gonna be my main assembly table. It's gonna be where everything is going on. And number four, I had to have a lot of storage. As you can see kind of on the wall over there, I got a lot going on. It's kind of a mess right now, but that's where all that's gonna go. And I'm gonna add some drawers and storage later as time goes on and as I kind of decide what I need. But those were the rules that govern the design of the saw table. So let's get into the tour. Like I said, it's 11 foot long. The base is 11 foot long. The assembly area is 6 foot long. So it's about 43 inches tall, which is much higher than your normal workbench. But that's due to the fact that it had to be as tall as my table saw, plus the thickness of the base, plus the casters. So it's a little taller than most workbenches, but it doesn't bother me. I like my workbenches up a little higher so I can see things closely and work on them. So overall dimensions, 11 foot long, 43 inches tall. The working area is 6 foot long and it is 4 foot wide. So those are the dimensions of the table. So let's get into all the different things. So you can see here, it serves as the main, kind of one of the main purposes is the outfeed table for my table saw. So I made the outfeed table about 1/4 inch shorter than the top of the table saw, just so I wouldn't run into any problems of, when I'm sawing a piece of material that might get caught on the edge and cause problems. So I dropped it just a hair so that it would easily slide onto the outfeed table. So you can see at this end I have my joiner. This setup works really, really well. I have my table saw at the other end so I can saw all my materials and have it stacked up. And then if I have stock that needs to be squared up, it's right here next to my table saw. And I don't know if you can kind of see, and I'll adjust this a little bit. There's my miter saw. Now in the future there's going to be a miter saw station. It's going to be a nice station where my miter saw will be, and there'll be additional storage and things like that. But I have a nice flow that works. And this is about where it will be when I'm working. So I have a nice flow. I can cut my material on my outfeed table. My miter saw is right there, and then I have my joiner right here. So I'm not wasting a lot of time walking around and getting different machines set up. So as you can see here, there is plenty of storage. Now, you see that my shelf heights are different. Well, the main reason for that is I had to be able to fit the planer, which I'll talk about in a minute, in here upside down. But that's all right. That gives me plenty of space on this first shelf for plenty of storage, and I also have plenty of storage on the bottom shelf there, and that's where I'm going to put things I'm not going to be accessing a lot. So it's really not that big of a deal. So you can see from this end my planer hanging under there. You can see where I had to cut out some of that shelf, and that really bugged me because, you know, measure twice, cut once. So I measured about 15 times and it didn't work out. But it also ended up working out. I mean, if I would have lowered that shelf any more to meet the accommodations of the planer, that bottom shelf would have been almost useless. So it worked out, and most of the time the planer is going to be in this configuration anyway, so it's not like I'm going to be storing anything there anyway. So here's the bolt. Here's one of them. It's just a gate bolt from Lowe's. It slides in and out. Now when the planer's in its normal working position, that that bolt is kind of hard to get in and out, and that's okay because I want that to be nice and stable. And there's also another bolt under here that I just slide in and out as well. So I incorporated this flipping planer portion into my desk assembly table. So when I'm just working, I have a nice flat surface you can see here. But check this out. When I want to use my planer, I've got two steel rods in here holding it in place, so it maintains a location while I'm working. Pull those out. Flip my planer up. Put my bolts back in, and I'm ready to go. Hook up my dust collection system. Plane what I need to do. It's all right here on my outfeed table. I've made sure it feeds this way, so the plane material comes out this way, and I have plenty of room. When I'm done planing, pull the rod and flip it back. So I thought that was a pretty cool feature. So that is my outfeed table / assembly mobile cart. You'll hear me call it about 100 different things. I mainly just call it the saw cart. So some things I'm going to be adding to it to make it more useful. I'm going to be adding some long outlet strips. So when I'm sitting there, I can sand things. I mean, obviously my saw and joiner will be plugged in those, and the planer thing, so I can have one item that plugs into the wall, and then I can run anything I want off that saw cart. At some point in this area here, I'd like to add a shelving system with drawers, just so it can slide in and out, and I can store my saw blades, tools, about anything you can imagine in there. So stay tuned, and we'll just trick it out as needs arise. So thanks for checking me out, and have a good night.